What's up guys, Mika here from Team Ring of Destruction. Recently took this deck, Powerful Saber deck, to the RoDs vs Crow team tournament, and I killed 5 men in a row with it, which made all those crows scream and panic. Lots of people meme on X-Saber. I think this is actually a very powerful slept on deck, and this is my list that I've been refining over like 200 matches now. Just starting off with the normal summon monsters. Fulham Knight, gotta play 3, best card in the deck. He's just the best X-Saber. He puts 2 on board, in a low resource game state, being able to negate attacks, even at any point of the game really. Being able to negate attacks is pretty powerful, and we have some nice combat tricks to let us get the defense position effect. Also, lots of people on frogs at the moment, and turns out that reviving Treeborn Frog every turn just lets you summon a monster every turn. So 3 of him, gotta play 3 Emmas, searches everything, and I've been up and down on the numbers of this, but you definitely have to play 3. You'll want to maximize your X-Sabers, because there are so few playable ones in this format. And even though this guy can be sucky to draw, you just have to play 3. He's also a level 3 tuner, which makes him a lot better than you think he might be. I'm also on these 2 cards. This is because, well, firstly, this is just the best Saber. I would probably play, I think I'd play 9 copies of this card if I could. So this is getting us one copy closer. And Galahad, this has been in since day 1. Galahad is really quite powerful. All of these guys, low attack points, 1600, 13, 13. They can't kill anything. Galahad, 2100 attack. Galachad, as some people call him. Opponent's got Cyber Dragon, no problem, trade. Opponent's got like large 2000 attack, Black Queen guy, no problem, kill it. Just normal summoning Neos Alias or like Laquari can spell doom for you, but this guy lets you kill all of those things, and he's tutorable thanks to Emma's Blade. It kills a lot of stuff. Can't say how important this card is to the deck. He's also level 4, he's another monk target. Really powerful card, so yeah, gotta play all these monsters. On top of that, James Ark talked me into this. I think you really need the 3 Full Troll. I slide out some numbers, I've got a specific side deck strategy for this deck, but if you're not summoning this guy, you're just playing like pretty garbage monsters. You really need to maximize your cracked hands, and I would rather draw 2 of these throughout a like game than none of them. So I think you definitely need 3 of these. Not on Ragigura. I think Ragigura is kind of too combo-y. I like playing a more fair game, and he's just terrible to draw. Even though he does turn this guy online, he can recycle your resources. I've just never been a fan. He goes in and out of decks all the time, but overall I don't think it's really worth it. That being said, if you want to play Ragigura, of course, just go ahead. It's not like detrimental. Then I've got the Rescue Cat engine with a Monk as well. Monk has gone in and out of decks at times. I don't think it's super crucial, but yeah, the plays where you get Monk, it's just nice to have an extra cat. Even though I think this card is a little too fair, as weird as that sounds. Anyway, standard cat engine, only on 1 Raikou. I think drawing Raikou is kind of shit, to be honest. Just not super happy seeing this in my hand. Even though it can kill back row and kill important cards, I just don't think it's actually good enough to warrant 2. Drawing 2 of these just makes you lose the game anyway. That's it for the cat engine. Gotta play the Gan as well. And that's it for the monsters. Pretty standard monster lineup, really. Nothing super weird. Maybe Galahad's weird for people who don't play much X-Saber, but for a Mika build, it's just very standard. Onto the spell and trap removal. Only playing these 2. So obviously Cold Wave and Giant Trinade are very powerful cards, but I don't like firstly Cold Wave turns off your Gothem's equal. Yes, you can chain your equal to your Cold Wave, but then your Cold Wave hasn't actually done anything yet, right? They can just chain that back afterwards. Never been a huge fan of Cold Wave. Even Cold Wave Monk is just not incredible. You're losing a card and you're not gonna like win the game immediately that turn. Trinade, similar reasons. It's kind of just too fair. Like, even though you can do these powerful plays and you can guarantee success after using your Cold Wave and Trinade, you don't win the game on the spot. And your opponent still gets time to top deck, and quite often that top deck could be a Miracle Fusion, and you just lose. I'm really not happy with either of those cards. I took them out a while ago, and I've been really happy with out. So just these 2. And This is my replacement for both. I don't own 3 Dark Brides, so I've got these nice proxy ones. Yeah, 3 7 tools and 3 Dark Bride. People rarely see these coming, and I think they're really powerful. So obviously, Solemn Judgment is in this format, and stopping Solemn Judgment on your Hyunlei, very powerful. You pretty much always lose the game. We've had 6 ways to stop that now, so no longer is that a problem. This also just stops powerful spell cards. Your opponent's got like Miracle Fusion, no they don't. And 7 tools, Wing Blast, and like maybe Raigeki Break, pretty popular at the moment. This makes you definitely like +1 against that, so really good card. These are just, it's kind of like the replacement for True Nade, but you're forcing 1-for-1 advantage with this, and you're just giving yourself more options with this. I've always really liked 7 tools for the ability to kind of pinpoint which trap card you want to stop. Oftentimes they have like a Mirror Force and a Bottomless Trap Hole, for example. And if you MST one of them, you're not sure which one you're hitting, but with this one you always stop the important one. And unless they have like Solemn Judgment, they can't even like chain anything. So really, really happy with this. Oftentimes, like for example with Hyunlei, you just need to stop the one thing that's stopping Hyunlei, and this does it. And then this does a similar thing as well. Both of these serve me really well. Kind of sucks that it can't stop face-up oppression, but this deck doesn't actually die that hard to oppression anyway. Also on Solemn Judgment, of course, like, it wouldn't be a deck in Edison format without that card. Dust Shoot, super crucial, lets you seal that back row, really good card. 3 Gotham's Equal, some people cut numbers of this as well. Why are you doing that? This is just the best card in your deck. Said Fallen Knight's the best monster, this is just the best card. Summon 2 from grave is obscenely good. Chaining this to back row removal as well, really good. You can go into the start step of the battle phase, bring back 2 Fallen Knight, they can't attack with anything. Next turn, normal summon a monster, and yeah, you're definitely just winning that game. Gotham's Equal, incredibly powerful. Don't play any less than 3 of this. We have a lot of tools, so I think it's warranted that we have both of these. They're also just like fundamentally broken. Like, have you read this card? Lets you seal games, lets you win things that you shouldn't. Incredibly powerful cards. And then the stuff for Full On Night is 3 Book of Moon. Some people say this card isn't incredible, but in Sabers I think you just have to play 3. You can attack a guy, and then in the battle step you just set that monster, and Full On Night will get you back a thing. Really powerful, lets all of your Saber attacks get through, lets you revive Full On Night, and obviously it's also just Book of Moon. And then level limit, area B. Don't ask why this has got like black stuff scribbled on it. I got most of these cards from Card Market Poor, and apparently this is what happens when you buy cards from Card Market. This card is actually very, very powerful. Some people think of it as a spice card, but this is very staple in X-Saber. Gravity Bind also, but to a lesser extent. So firstly, this acts as your like permanent Book of Moon effect. So this and Full On Night, bring him out here. This is the combo. But also like all of your monsters other than Galahad in your extra deck are level 3 or lower. And most things in this format have incredibly low defense points. Every Gladiator Beast other than Hoplonus and every Blackwing have like less than 1,000 defense or something crazy. So this lets you just run over everything, even if you don't have this. If you just have like any normal summon, you can just run over every monster they have. Really, really strong. And most decks can't do much under this card. If this is on the field, they just are not capable of winning the game. So yeah, pretty powerful. This deck also has 3 Upstart Goblin for Summon a Monk, but I don't own 3 Upstart Goblin, so just make a mental note. That's it for the main deck. On the extra deck, the Saber extra deck's really tight. So I'm only on 1 Gotham, some people play 2, I just cannot find space, and I think it's really, really rare the games where you actually want to make a second one of these. I don't think you need the second one. I do have Mist One, this card wins games, very powerful card. For 8s, we have these guys. You don't make 8s that much in this deck, but when you do make 8s, you want to have a choice of which one to make. And I think these are the most important ones. Also, if you've been paying note to this deck so far, there are no dark monsters in the main deck. The way we make this is with Rescue Cat summoning Catasta. So you rescue Cat while you have like any level 3 out, and then you get this and this. These synchro into Catasta, and then these synchro into Dark End. And then I think Dark End's just powerful enough to warrant you playing those cards. For 7s, I've got these 3. You do need to play the Urbellum. He's just got X-Saber in the name, which is really important for big Gothams, as well as Gotham's emergency call. Ancient Fairy Dragon doesn't come up too much. I've summoned it quite a lot. It's nice just to have 3000 defense. Also, against dragons, this is kind of like a Spirit Reaper, almost. Like, it's very difficult for that deck to kill this. And then Black Rose, obviously. Arcanite is Summon a Monk. Goyo and Brio, you can do some powerful things with Brionac in this deck. Only on 1 Hyunlei. Again, I've seen 2 in other decks, but I don't think you really need the second. Usually if you're blowing up 3 cards, they don't have 3 more cards to set. And this deck also has like the 7 tools and stuff, so I really think you only need 1 of these. And I do have Cyber Dragons in the extra deck for Chimera Tech. I don't own a Chimera Tech, this should probably just be Chimera Tech. That being said, it's either Chimera Tech or Android in the 15th slot. I don't know, I think Chimera Tech is just powerful enough that you should just be putting it in your deck. But sometimes I really do miss the Android, so it's up to you on which one you play at that point. And then onto the side deck, I don't have anyone to play against IRL, really sad. So I don't have a proper side deck, but I'll comment on the cards that I normally side. 3 of this, really like this card. Again, been in there since day 1 at 3. Stops Monarchs, stops Stratos, stops Diva. All of those things really powerful when I get them out of the way. And because, okay, this is a meme, but when you side this in, you then have 9 counter traps. Vandaldian. This is a meme card, but technically when you have 9 counter traps, you can use this card and it's really good. It's a really, really powerful card. RoD Oppression, siding 2 of these. And no one expects this card. After you've watched this video, then maybe you'll expect this card. Oppression's just really strong. Like, all of your main deck stuff triggers, well, normally when you side in Oppression, you'll side out some number of these. But the chance that you draw Oppression and like your 3 main deck cards that special summon outside of the battle phase is just statistically unlikely. And even so, you can probably stop what they're doing more effectively than what your Oppression is stopping you from doing, right? So siding this in, you do need to take out, normally I take out like probably 2 of these for 2 Oppression, and then maybe there's some other card I want to side in for the 3rd one. I don't always keep in all 3 of these. I usually keep in all the equals, especially because you can chain this and then chain your equal. But Oppression just, it stops other decks way more than it stops this deck. You can always take out Summon a Monk when I'm putting in this card as well, and the upstarts as well usually. Oppression just very powerful. These trigger in battle phase, these trigger in damage step rather. You can just do a lot of things even if this is on the field. And Gravity Bind is very stable. It's just like level limit, but slightly worse, I guess. Again, it's just the Spirit Reaper kind of effect where your opponent cannot attack and you can still attack because all of your guys are really small. That's pretty much it on the X-Saber deck. Oh, I also side Saber Holes, but I don't own any IRL. I'll have a nice image on screen here. I side them in going first, and sometimes if it's especially good against my opponent's deck, especially in the late game, I might side them in even going second. So usually against Light Sworn maybe, where you wanna stop Judgment Dragon, then I'll keep in the Cyber Holes even going second. Saber Hole's a really interesting one. People don't really like Saber Hole, I found. I used to also hate it, but it's growing on me, I quite like it as a card. I've actually got 3 in the side deck. And Saber Hole it stops things that nothing else in the format other than Solemn Judgment really stop. So if your opponent goes like for their Deep Sea Diva play or their Substitute play, there's not too much in the format that really stops the like Synchro Monster or the like spinning out a bunch of frogs. So Saber Hole has a lot of advantages that just no other card can really replace. And it's not like when they're going for their turn 1 Substitute play that they can really like do anything to get your Saber off of the board. If you just summon like Emma's Blade in attack position, which you should be doing anyway to play around Nobleman, and you set your Saber hole, then there's not really anything they can do to get rid of this, right? And even if they don't know that you have Saber hole, they might like think that you're bluffing Saber hole. So unless they have like Book of Moon on your Saber, which doesn't sound incredible anyway, there's really nothing that these decks can do to like make it so you don't have a Saber monster. I think Saber hole does warrant a spot in the deck. But that's been the Mika X-Saber deck list. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you play this deck. If more people play this in Ribbit, then maybe we'll finally get a top with X-Saber and it will stop being a meme deck. Till next time, guys, stay groovy.